Ceviche, Peru's potato salad. And by that, I mean no one can agree on how to make it. And I am joined today by my good friend Alexia, who's here on this journey with me, the ceviche journey. And we are going to hopefully not piss off all 35 million people of Peru.
You are not going to piss off all 35 million
Oh no,
people
you're
of
in this
Peru.
with me now. But I'm excited to have you on. You are an entrepreneur, a world traveler, a foodie, and occasional dog sitter. She looks out for my pups.
Occasional.
Most importantly, you came here today on an empty stomach, which I love that everyone does that. Luckily, it's Saturday, it's noon, so we're gonna put something in your stomach and it's gonna rhyme with Mezcal, AKA these Mezcal drinks. So I'm not even gonna measure, although I do know it's gonna be, these are Mezcal mules.
Are we going to talk about the history of Mezcal?
Go off.
Well, in 1893. No, just kidding.
100% accurate. No, 1893, yep.
Look it up, guys.
Yep.
No, I recently got put on to Mezcal, maybe in the last year. I'd always been more of a tequila drinker, but I really have grown to love that smoky flavor. And then what I learned is that in the regions of Mexico where they make Mezcal, it's coming from a different type of plant that the everyday person could just grab themselves, and they put it in these pits and smoke it out. So like that's what actually gives it that flavor. And it's like a more common drink that people can make outside of the folks who are making tequila. Definitely actually Wikipedia it yourself, because
this is the internet and we make shit up all the time. That's how World War II got started. And then we pour.
Let's see, how much are we doing here? The whole thing?
Whole thing. We got a lot of space in these big ass glasses that I, for some reason.
That's supposed to be filled with the alcohol.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Yeah. I have no idea where this is going to go from here.
You're not even gonna taste the drink first, huh?
No, I'm going to click.
Oh, this is heavy.
Yeah. I got some.
Good thing I'm lifting weights. Here you
Damn.
go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's refreshing.
Yeah. All right.
Wow, I should have paid attention to how you made that. Now I gotta actually watch the clip.
2 ounces of mezcal, 1 ounce of lime juice, ginger beer. Good ginger beer.
The good ginger beer. That fever tree, that's what they use in Britain.
With our ceviche, we are going to start out with getting our sides ready. I've got a sweet potato and I've got some sweet corn. Now, in Peru, I'm sure they do it completely different. They have their own corn. I don't have Peruvian corn, although I don't know where to go in Los Angeles to get Peruvian anything.
Google is your friend though. You know you can look that up.
But then I don't want to drive all the, like, I want to drive 2
Okay,
hours
so let's
to
get to
it.
the real excuse.
Yeah, I'm lazy. Welcome to Lazy Cooking with John.
Let's boil that down to the authentic answer.
But I've got white corn. It's not Peruvian corn, but it's still good. Sweet corn. And so what we're gonna do is take this, throw it on a sheet. You don't have to do nothing else. We're gonna put it under the broiler. And I'm gonna turn it every few minutes because all I wanna do is really just get it charred. You could just boil this, you can steam it. But I like charring things, and if I could, I'd put this on the grill.
Just to give it that little extra
Hell yeah.
flavor
Oh,
to it.
man,
It's gonna still be juicy though, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just get it nice and charred up. So under the broiler at high, and I think total that might take about 10 minutes maybe. I'm just gonna turn it, and every now and then, like, it's gonna pop. When I hear that pop, I know it's time to turn it.
Do we need to turn the timer on?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. We are going that way today. As far as sweet potato, you can also boil these as well, but I'm not. I want to be fancy today. I'm gonna candy these because I'm going full blown American.
Candy?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Have you ever had candied sweet potatoes before?
Yeah. I am black, you know.
I'm just making sure.
Jeez.
I mean,
All that butter, all that sugar.
Yeah.
And I even like the kind with the marshmallows on top too. I like both kinds.
Oh, okay. All right.
I like both kinds.
You like Thanksgiving style.
But I guess that's the only time
You ever do it? Yeah.
Except with ceviche,
Well,
which is really good, that sweetness that kind of goes along with the lime.
and that's exactly why we're going to add like some extra sweetening to it, because like I said, you could just boil it, keep it straightforward, but no. I want cavities. So I'm cutting these into like, I'd maybe call this like 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch pieces. Well, lost one to the game. Video's over. And this won't take long at all. We're literally just gonna put it in a few things. We just want to get fork tender. So small saucepan. Today was a rough produce day. As in like things just weren't looking good. So I've got orange juice, but if you can fresh squeeze some oranges, by all means go for it. And I think I'm gonna go with like maybe 2 cups worth.
It's from Whole Foods though, that counts. That's as fresh as you're gonna get.
That is true. And
so you get all your stuff the same day.
Yeah, when it comes to ceviche, you definitely want it the same day, as fresh as possibly
That makes
possible.
sense.
Otherwise, you know, you're introducing flavors you really don't want to interact with. I said that's like maybe 2 cups, 3 cups. I don't know, just enough to put sweet potatoes in. And then to that, I want to add a cinnamon stick, and then I've got some cloves, and I want to say just like a palmful. I want to get some raw sugar. I don't have it, but I can still use this little ghetto box of sugar. Like all the Peruvian people are going fucking ape shit right now. They probably already told me my recipe is wrong just based off the thumbnail.
They have already marked you as spam.
And then I'm gonna put this over here on the stove.
How much sugar was that? Man, you're freestyling everything.
It's like I need like a tablespoon worth of sugar.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a healthy candied yam.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Maybe. Got that nice white refined sugar going on. And I want to bring this to...
you're gonna make like a sauce first.
Yeah, well, I just want to bring it to a boil. And then it is gonna kind of thicken up a little bit, so you have to be careful because this will boil over extremely fast.
Okay, I'll keep my eye on it.
And it smells amazing when it does that though.
Okay.
It does. Lex, I'm only asking you to do one thing today.
Oh no.
And that's just these tiny little key limes here. I just need you to squeeze them for me. But...
With the seeds?
Yep, well, they're not gonna make it through
got
here.
you. Okay. So I don't even have to
One of the
really
most important things that I just learned about limes, or just citruses in general, over squeezing them actually like adds bitterness to it. With this recipe, we don't want to. So
that makes sense.
This, you don't have to go crazy, like crush it all out, like you probably want to, like I want to, but just a little light squeeze, get some juice, boom, that's it.
So I have to squeeze limes even though we have a glass full. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. I'm gonna stop asking questions. I'm gonna do what you asked me to do.
Well, this is a mixture of key limes and limes. Now in Peru, they have Peruvian limes. We don't have that here in Los Angeles. Granted, I just didn't want to drive to go find it.
That's true. And can I tell you one other thing? I used to think because of the way the shape is that of course it would go this way.
I used to think that too.
And then I realized I was watching something myself and I learned, so that's something else for people to learn.
Hey.
You gotta put that in the right way.
Honestly, I owned that for like the first year and I did it that way for many, many taco nights. And then when I actually went to Mexico and saw them do it, I was like, oh,
I've been doing that wrong.
All right, okay. While you're doing that, let's see, that's still coming up to a boil, so we'll put our sweet potatoes there.
Do I do all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
We want to get a good use, because we're also
Maybe
going to use some of that
not
for our tiger milk, as well as to start the cooking process.
What?
Yeah, it's going to be called tiger milk.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So I've got half a red onion here, and I'm just making this like to one portion serving size. This is gonna be like a giant platter of ceviche. But the most important thing about ceviche, really, as I said, it's a concept, is just having all your stuff prepared to go because it moves really, really fast. Now, when it comes to the onion, one really important thing that I saw in my research of this recipe was after you get it, of course, your outside peel off, you also want to get rid of this little inside white part right there. Hopefully one of the cameras. It's very bitter.
So unlike a lot of times when we cook, it's like you're trying to get the most out of every little thing. For this, you really just want that fresh, ripe, good piece of the fruit.
Everything
or the vegetable.
fresh.
Okay.
And then also I just want to cut our half a red onion as thin as possible. If I had a mandolin, this would be even better, but then also I would be using a mandolin under the influence, which is probably not smart.
Yeah, I'm imagining me doing that part. We would have been here for 45 minutes.
Yeah, well, and then I would have had to take you to the ER.
Exactly.
Red onions into some cold water. What it's going to do is take away the bitterness. Again, we're anti-bitter today. And it's going to allow those to kind of stay kind of crunchy. So cold water, and those are sitting there until we're ready to use them.
John, this is legit.
Oh yeah, I've been doing my research.
I thought we were just going to chop things up and put them all together.
Yeah, kind of. We're going to get Chipotle style. We just got to do all the prep first. As I sip my cooking juice.
This is what separates the real ones from the fakes.
Well, don't worry, I'm still getting shitted on right now in the comments. So.
Right now.
Yeah. It's very moment. All right, so I got me this Fresno chili here. You can use any red chili that you want or that you can find.
So this is a spicy one, right?
Yeah. This has a little smokiness to it as well, so it's going to kind of play into our Mezcal. So I've got these thinly sliced. I want to make these fine. These are for heat, but also like presentation. So what I want to do is just get it nice and fine.
I am fascinated by this cutting technique.
And we don't need a lot. That was, I cut up the whole pepper, but honestly, I would probably only use maybe half of it, but it's just good to have it in case you like it on the spicier side.
So you can just do it to taste?
So I just dropped the sweet potatoes into the boiling over liquid.
Right.
And our corn is nice and charred. But just for you all at home to see it, if you can, that's all we're looking for, just to get it nice and charred. And you don't have to do this, you can boil it, but I love charred corn. Gets me going. I want to stir that just a little bit. This shouldn't take too long to make, maybe like 10 minutes. I did turn the heat down just a smidge because I want to make sure that I don't lose all my liquid to it spilling on the oven. But you're just getting it nice and tender, and all that cinnamon and the cloves and orange juice is gonna come together and really
What's
bring
the
out.
consistency of it over there? Oh, it's still.
Yeah, oh no, I just put it in. But like, yeah, it's not thickened up or anything. It will start to thicken up a little bit as it kind of starts to reduce, but it's not gonna cook long enough for it to like thicken up. So, I'm about to burn. So you don't have to worry about it turning into a syrup. All right, so we got our onions cut, we have our peppers cut. One last thing I need to do is just grab a little handful of cilantro, because that's gonna go in our mix. But do not throw away your whole bunch of cilantro because we need the stems for something. And that's to make our tiger milk.
One thing I'm noticing is I don't even see the fish or the meat yet. So it seems like most of this is just prepping your ingredients.
Oh yeah. Oh, I want to keep our fish nice and cold. I'm going to bring it out the very last minute.
Okay.
Because that's going to be the easiest thing that we do. Also, I want to do it last because as I experienced from the last time I made this, like that fish oil is going to get into here. And so I would rather the fish be fish itself and not my vegetables and things taste like fish, if that makes any type of sense. We'll start on our tiger's milk. Arr. Well, yours is better.
How did you not sound ferocious?
Well, I don't know what tigers really sound like. They probably
Yes,
purr.
you do.
They probably purr. Yeah, like that. They're like house cats. Stems of cilantro. No real amount. I just grabbed the bundle and I just cut it off. The reason why we're using this and not the extra cilantro leaves itself is because we do not want to turn our tiger's milk green, but we want the cilantro flavor. So I've got that going on in there.
You know, as a guest, I hate cooking shows like this.
Why?
They don't tell you how much. Like,
Oh.
just throw some in there. Like, all right.
Well, that's why I said this is a more of a concept.
How
than
could
a
I
precision.
follow this?
It's trial and error. It's trial and error.
I'm gonna show you how I make it. You figure it out.
Knob of ginger. I'm not even gonna peel anything off because with our milk, we're gonna kind of break everything down and then strain it so it doesn't matter if all this is on there. We just really want to break it up so all the flavors go. And if I had to say, this is probably about a tablespoon's worth of ginger.
God.
Lime juice.
Watch out for that one seed I got there. I didn't even do my job right. My bad, guys. I just didn't want to sit here and pick it out with my hand like you
My
did.
hands are clean. Yeah, well,
Exactly.
it's all good. It's all good. Well, it's all gonna cook. So this is about what? Just a little over a cup of lime juice. And again, a combination 50-50 of key limes and just regular limes. That's the closest you can get to like Peruvian limes. So we're gonna do that. But if you have access to Peruvian
Look at that
limes,
research.
go for it. Even though I don't have ají peppers, I do have the paste. Now,
Yellow hot pepper paste.
This is really important to have. You can go to any Latin market and get it. Big spoonful or a tablespoon.
Is this one spicy?
Not really. You wanna try some?
Looks like baby food.
Just do a little. Yeah, it does look like baby food.
Okay, it smells good. It smells good.
This is really a tablespoon, but with a little extra. Of course, some salt. That was just a giant pinch. Some celery.
I can tell that's crisp too.
Oh yeah. Just one stalk, washed it off, got that going on in there. And now, we can bring out the fish.
Thank you.
I saw you slide over, and I was like, oh, this is Lex show now.
So now, what we're gonna do is watch John open the fresh from Whole Foods halibut. Caught this morning.
1 whole pound.
That's a whole pound? Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, that
Yeah.
does look good.
I made a lot of ceviche. You can use any firm white fish. I used sole last time I made this. There's some machi, there's mai mai, there's a couple of them. I've seen tilapia a lot.
I know you can make ceviche with any fish, but based off of your research, was there anything that's like more legit or quality than others?
No, I mean, most places were doing it with tilapia, and I think that was just more of a cost thing. I saw some people swear up and down that like, oh, it has to be bass or stuff like that. I really think it's just, what do you have? Which is really the origins of every recipe. You're just like, man, this is all I got.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it together. And oh shit, I invented shrimp Alfredo. Like, whatever you have access to is what you do. So what I wanna do is I wanna square off this just for presentation. So some of these ends that are kind of like stooping down there, I'm gonna cut it off because I also want to use some of this. So I don't have fish stock, but what I can do is the little offcut in there. Now you can cube this up, you can sashimi it, you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna keep it kind of simple and just kind of come at an angle.
Have you ever made sushi on your show?
Not yet. I want to, because I did
That's
make
probably
sushi
intense.
once, and you know, it's not. The rice is the most time-consuming part of it, just because you have to like wash it a lot, and then you have to kind of like let it get sticky. It's a lot to it, but
You can't already buy it ready to be sticky and roll up?
I bet you could.
I mean, but I
But
guess then you wouldn't be a chef.
Yeah, would you want it? No, I wouldn't care about that. It wouldn't be good. I like shortcuts.
Like, and now we have a pre-prepared.
This show used to be like, I'm gonna make everything from scratch. And then like 3 episodes in, when I was like drunk and recovering, I was like, that's not a good idea. And into a bowl. Also, I just wanna point out, if you were using the surface aid to cut your limes and stuff, definitely clean it off before you move to your fish. Otherwise, you're gonna start cooking your fish now with that lime juice that's on here. And same thing with your knife. Anything that's got lime on it, just give it a quick little washing. We don't wanna cook it yet.
Because of the acid?
Denaturing is what it is called. Breaks down the structure of the proteins.
And is that kind of what makes this maybe more safe? I notice like when I eat ceviche, it does kind of feel like the fish is, I don't know, like cured or something already.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much
because it's been sitting in the lime juice.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is doing. I mean, you can eat it like 2 minutes after you've put it in lime juice because like sushi is raw fish. That's why the importance of the quality of fish that you get is really like don't go to Kroger and get your fish. Like try to go to like I'm slandering Kroger.
Maybe it depends on where you live.
That's true, but you can
Food Lion is the one you don't go to.
Oh yeah,
Shout out North Carolina.
Yeah, because this halibut was on the more expensive side, I'm definitely trying to get as much of this meat as I can. It won't cheap today. I was like, for that,
All right.
For that.
The price is going up.
Our fish is there, and now we can kind of get this process going. So, very important, first thing you gotta do, put some salt on it. That's like the one thing I'm gonna stay consistent to because that salt's gonna allow it to start opening up and get ready to take in all the other flavors that we're gonna put with it. So we're gonna give our fish about 5 minutes just to chill there in the salt, which will probably be the same amount of time we need for our—
Making a drink?
Oh, yes.
Because I'm getting low.
That is
we weren't on the same page.
That's the right attitude for this show, yes. I try to be kind to people.
Drink break.
Oh, but I'm not done yet, sorry. I started thinking about drinks and I was like, yeah.
Not to distract you or anything.
Yeah. All right, so we've got everything in here. Now we're gonna make our tiger's milk. That's very, very important that we have this morning. Now, I'm only gonna pulse this like 5 times for like 3 seconds each. We're just breaking it down so everything starts getting incorporated. So, I got my Vitamix here. Good pulse. Ooh, all right, it's not on tight. And one more.
So you're not necessarily trying to puree the whole thing?
No, because we're gonna strain it anyways.
Okay.
So.
What's the difference of if you, instead of just being like,
I think once you start breaking things down too much, right? When you start breaking things down too much, I think it can kind of start releasing flavors or like, I don't know,
you just need like a hint of the
Yeah.
everything.
Like I know like cilantro and basil, like if you start like over chopping it, then it starts doing weird things. So it's kind of that thing. Okay. Would you like to be my assistant and just hold that there?
Yep.
Thank you.
I wanted to hit the button, so.
Oh no, you hit the button, go for it.
Nah, it's cool. You already did your 3,
No,
your 5. You did it. I don't want to take it over the top.
One of them wasn't there.
I don't want to take over. I don't even know how you did it. So let's just pour.
No, there you go.
What do I do?
Get it off. Just put it down. There you go. You feel that power?
Right.
Roar,
Yeah.
roar. That's what the tiger says.
Tiger milk. Ooh, that looks a little gross.
Oh yeah.
Smells good though.
Yeah, nothing is sexy about this at all. The idea is you're supposed to be able to like drink this if you wanted to, and it's supposed to give you strength and all that, but we're not.
Yeah, take a shot. Hey, a little bit of this into Mezcal. I'll do it if you do it. You're not about that life. I'm gonna start the About That Life cooking channel.
This is tiger's milk. It's just that easy. So real quick, I absolutely forgot to put one more thing, so I'm actually gonna put our milk back into the blender because one very, very important thing that I do not want to leave out is garlic. I've got 3 cloves of garlic here.
Love garlic.
And again, we're gonna do the exact same thing, just pulse it a few times. And honestly, you know what? This could use a double filtration. That's how I'm gonna justify it. Not that I'm already forgetting things because I've been drinking. And honestly, put as much garlic as you want. And if you don't like garlic, I guess you could leave it out, but weirdo.
Yeah, crazy. It's crazy talk.
Yeah, same thing. Just pulse it a couple times. I'm gonna let Lex do the honors.
Yes. I smell it already.
Yeah, that made a world of difference right there. And we'll just do this again. Run it through. Now somebody somewhere would be like, I'm gonna just put some garlic powder in there. Don't do that. You want that real garlic. So just FYI, I did take the corn, I just sliced it off the cob. So that's on here. And now I'm gonna take, oh yeah, go for it. I'm gonna take our sweet potato.
That's sweet.
And ideally, you kind of want to let your sweet potato come down to room temp, but we're not gonna do that today.
That little char grill on it is hitting.
Oh, okay. I think we have got everything ready. Lime, we can use this one because it's already going on the fish. And I'm not gonna use the press, I'm just gonna lightly squeeze it. And this is gonna start the process of cooking. Like, we already got the salt on there. A little bit of that lime juice. And as I start to stir it around, it's gonna start turning white. Hopefully the camera can see this. If not, I'll just do an illustration of it with like perfectly acid cooked.
Turning white, buckaroo.
Yeah, we got it.
Skipperoonie.
So once all the pieces start turning white, then we can start adding our other things. But this is probably the most time-consuming aspect of this entire recipe, is just sitting here stirring until...
How long is it supposed to take?
Well, it depends. So you have to kind of treat it like steak. So some people put everything together and then they're like, boom, serve it right then, 2-3 minutes. Some people like to wait 5-10 minutes. It depends on whether you want it nice and firm still or to melt in your mouth. All right.
That looks good.
So now I'm starting to
I
feel
wish I
pretty good about
had
it.
really paid attention before, because I could tell that it does look different.
A little bit, yeah. And every fish is going to react differently. Like when I did it with sole, like it was like turning super white. This one, you can just, it's just a very subtle difference, but I'll try to show the camera here. So now we can start adding things in. So our diced up pepper. And again, every time you're supposed to just give it a stir. I would just dump everything in, but you know, for the sake of...
No, it's cool to see it build up.
We'll throw in our cilantro that we diced up earlier. Hope I'm not missing some steps. If not, doesn't matter.
You're not either.
It's still good. And then our red onions, which have still just been chilling in our cold water. And again, that step is really important because it takes off the bitterness of red onions. Although I do like raw red onions, but for ceviche, I don't think, for this specific type of ceviche, I don't think we want that. And now, for our tiger's milk. And I mean, you can do some, all. I rather just do that much just to kind of get it stirred up. Because we can also pour.
How much is that much, John?
Half.
It was about enough to not cover the fish, but kind of make sure it's all in there.
Yeah, and at this point, you could just mix this up for a little bit and then serve it right away. But I am going to give it 5 minutes. That'll
let the flavors kind of marinate, right?
Yep. That's actually like one of the biggest debates I kept coming across when I was looking online about stuff. There's like, you gotta serve it right away, or like, you gotta put the bowl in the freezer and all this stuff. And I was like, man, how hungry are you? That's really what matters. How hungry are you? So I'm just flattening everything right now, just to kind of make sure that juices are covering everything. And 5 minutes. Hey Siri, since you were listening to me earlier, set timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
I was waiting for her to be like, no, you son of a bitch.
I thought it was coming. I was like, damn, she about to embarrass the fuck out of me. We'll be back and it'll be time to eat. All right, it's been 5 minutes. And again, you can go between 5 and 10. I wouldn't go over 15 because now you're like really baking your ceviche. But you'll know just from just chewing it whether you want it to be firm or to melt in your mouth. So I think it's going to be kind of in between. And Lex, luckily, mixed it up for me midway through the 5 minutes.
Oh, I probably wasn't supposed to, huh?
No, you did. You did, and I appreciate that. And so just using a slotted spoon, we're just gonna put it in here. And I mean, listen, you can eat it right out of this bowl. I'm just doing this for presentation. And one day, I will go to Peru. So if any of you people have made it this far into the video,
you people?
Let me stay with you. You Peruvians. Any of you Peruvians, if you've made it through this part of the video and you haven't cussed me out in your head, let me stay with you.
That's real.
So I can experience the real food, the real deal. We're gonna take our sweet potatoes that got nice and fork tender. We're just gonna put them around the sides. I don't know if y'all can see any of this, but I'll get the footage for you.
Look, I'm getting the footage. I'm getting the footage that matters.
And then we'll take our corn. Where am I gonna put the corn at? I'm gonna put it here. And that is our ceviche. I know you are ready to dive in.
Give it up.
Woo! I made it. We made it. And just for shits and giggles,
I'm gonna eat it.
A little bit more of that tiger's milk. Lex, do the honors. Get everything.
Let's get a small piece with a little bit of. Okay, that's not a small piece. Now I'm walling. Oh yeah.
Piece here.
That's great. I love the sweet corn, and then you get the sweet yam on the side. Delicious. Delicioso. Que rico.
Oh, and it's melting in your mouth. Oh yeah.
The
You know-
good food dance.
All right, we're gonna keep digging into this, but this is Poor Choices Kitchen. Lexia, thank you so much for coming through. You want to shout
Thanks
out
for
any
having
of your
me.
socials or your businesses or anything like that?
No.
Okay. That's what I like, just short and simple. I have a Patreon though. $1 a month is all we ask for. It helps support the channel, especially in these inflated times.
I'd give you $1.
What? Do I have to I'll dance for it? I'll dance for it. And one more time, just for the people at home, let's tiger roar. That's how tigers roar.
You can't roar with the food in
you
your
can.
mouth.
The tigers eat all the time. They always roar. We'll see you here next week.